Hey everybody, sorry I haven't really been posting much lately. I've just been really caught up with school and everything, so here's just the process of me making my valley part. Here I really had no idea what I was doing with these mountains. I was just going and going, and it did not look good at all until I just decided to switch to a sketch after messing with the canvas a plenty amount of times. And here's me trying to do lighting, which not working. And here I am, I switched over to a sketch, and this one was the one that ended up making it into the final animation. Its background's not really much to explain here, just me drawing. I was trying to do lens flares, but they didn't really work out very well. Then there's adding cats, adding lighting. Nothing too fancy here. This was just a still frame, so there wasn't anything special. Here was the second group of drawings. This was the you lead me part, and this took a good bit. I don't know what I was doing here with the bandana. It does not look good, and I still don't like it now, but, I've already posted. It's already there, I don't like how Wilbur the cat turned out. I don't like how it just doesn't look like my style very much. Just doesn't seem to match how I like to draw. Here I am trying to fix it to make it look more like me, but it didn't work. Then going into coloring. Thankfully the designs were really easy. I didn't like how I did shading here in this part. It just didn't look right to me. I tried doing texture shading to make it look like it's fur, but it did not work. That's why I didn't do it throughout the rest of it, and I didn't feel like redoing the shading here because it would just be very annoying to do. Then there's the paw that comes down, and then this frame didn't make it. I completely deleted it. I deleted this whole, I did like a background and everything, fully shaded. It didn't render properly. It wouldn't come into Cute Cut right. So, it looked good, but it just didn't make it, and I'm sad about it, but couldn't really do anything different. Here's me shading, lighting, nothing fancy, a full background and everything. And then here was the actual one that made it into the cut. The designs were pretty easy. They definitely gave me a little bit of a challenge and more with different prompts and stuff because, characters looking different, and I'm not used to drawing characters looking different. Here's Wilbur and Tommy. I like how Tommy looks in this. I don't know, it just looks really nice. I like how it turned out. Here's the background. Simple. I just looked up Google, and then I looked up the L'Manberg flag, and I just inserted images. Because, I like to get lazy sometimes. Here's me lighting. I was trying to use alpha lock. No, not alpha lock. I was trying to clip it down so it wouldn't, going outside the borders of the flag, but it didn't work. So here we are at the next bit where I was doing the background for the Wilbur and Tommy bit. That's it. Then them running through the field. I think this or the last one was the longest one because I used the same piece of work, and I just do each frames on different layers, so I don't have to make new work for every scene. This was definitely my favorite little bit, the techno part. I think it looked very nice. It was done well. I liked how my shading style looked on the design. Very enjoyable and, definitely fun. I remember I didn't feel like redrawing the heads, so I just copied and pasted it and changed it up a bit. And then shading it, doing what I do. And then Tubbo, I really wish I could have drawn Tubbo more. I really like drawing Tubbo, but I just kind of got the first parts that I could find that were available to me, so I just got the parts. And here's the backgrounds. If I was actually doing this accurate, there would have been the stand behind them, but I didn't feel like adding it after I realized. So these silhouettes took me very long to do, and they just didn't turn out very good. But, they're not the main focus, so I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, I did not like how they looked up. It's supposed to be Schlatt and Quackity, but you can not tell. You'd have to look at the designs to really tell. I should have colored them in, but I was getting lazy, and I just thought, oh, they'll figure it out eventually. And then, yeah, there's me removing layers so I can get the transparency. And I think the reason it took a break there was because I was editing and it kept the app open, and it still counted, so there's that. When I got to this part, just editing, I didn't have any recordings of like my actual editing process, and ignore my dogs, I don't feel like retaking this. So, just got Tommy sliding with just regular. I didn't really do like any fancy lines, just Wilbur's moving backwards, same thing. Zooms in a little bit here, and then it fades out while the paw comes down. And then it zooms and it goes up, and it reaches this point. I use curve in, I think, throughout these bits. Like curve in and curve out were my best friends here. And then, zooming. I did this part to make it more dramatic, like zooming in while the background's zooming out. I know there's a word for it, but I can't think of it. And then they come in a little bit before to try and make the transition look cooler. Techno. I actually use the bounce, but I think it looks better that way. And then Tubbo. So yeah, pretty simple. It was definitely a fun little bit project to work on. 3 parts, and I was the first one done out of all the participants. It was a really good work of mine, and I'm really happy with it.